So sometimes I talk about how I don't allow myself to exist within hate, right? But that does not mean I'm not capable of feeling things to that extent and that immensely. But I feel like for those who've spent a lot of their life vibrating in hate, existing in hate, just for yourself, everything around you, one, if you spend enough time in that, you will realize that if that's that's your default setting, that's what the world is going to reflect and project, right? And I got to a point where I started to realize, like, okay, maybe I hate what this person did. I think I hate this person. Well, why did that person do what they did? Let me see if I can try to understand, because maybe then if I understand where this person's coming from, well, maybe then I can reconcile my own feelings and emotions and don't have to exist within this and can find some understanding and compassion for them. Doesn't mean you have to agree with what they've done, but it's an exercise to free yourself, right? It's kind of like forgiveness. Like, anything can be forgivable. It doesn't matter how heinous it is. It doesn't matter if, in my case, people who abused me in my childhood, I've forgiven all of them. And again, it's mostly for my own sake, so I don't have to walk around carrying that baggage, destroying myself because of what someone else did. And then you try to understand, like, man, well, they probably had that done to them, so I can feel bad for them. But again, understanding doesn't mean you're accepting of what the behavior. So we're putting a stop to this. So I feel like anytime you feel something negative like that, if you wish, you can reconcile those feelings into something that will bring you understanding, something positive. Maybe you'll be able to come to a point of understanding, which then allows you to create something that others can maybe relate to and find some relief from, right? Because we only hurt ourselves by carrying around this baggage of hate, of holding on to grudges. And a beautiful thing too with forgiveness is, like, you forgive, you can't forget, right? Some people do some things that are so messed up that it will fundamentally change the dynamic of your relationship with those people. But if you forgive, you can still choose to be around those people and in some sense see if they're gonna change, right? And then at that point it's like, well, I'm not the one who has to live with what I did to these people and pretend that I didn't and let that eat away and haunt me, right? So free yourself from hate and grudges for your own sake. I think you probably deserve it.